Hi, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're joining from, and welcome back to Shin Kicking Mondays. I'm your host, Berni Xiong. If this is your first time joining one of our Monday segments, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy you can make it. I'm so happy you're here on this Facebook Live. And if you are a returning audience member, welcome back. I'm so glad that you find value in these Monday shin kicking sessions, and I'm so excited to have you grow and evolve with me and as the show continues to evolve as well. That being said, let's go ahead and give you the housekeeping rules. If this is your first time, basically how this works is we always start with a quick welcome in the chat box. I usually tell people to, or the comment box rather, I tell people to say hi, announce who they are and where they're joining us from if you're attending live. If you're attending on the replay, you can still leave comments as well. I do check back often to see who has commented or who has engaged here, so please feel free to do that too. All right. So then the first part of these sessions is a guided meditation from me and also a group intuitive channeling that I do after the guided meditation. So basically, how it works is I channel a lot of different ways. I either see, hear, sense, or feel things that come through to me, and I call them intuitive messages or intuitive downloads. And with all of that insight, I'm able to help us come up with an intention or to come up with some meaningful mantra that you can use for the day or for the week or for the rest of the month, however long you carry that mantra with you. And then following the guided meditation and intuitive channeling for the group, I open the floor to any questions that you might have or any if you're open to receiving any kind of intuitive channeling or public reading from your higher self, from your divine team, or whatever you believe in. Like I say, there's a lot of different ways that I get my intuition, and most of the time it usually comes to me in the form of like a movie playing in my mind, or if I'm hearing words that I need to say to you, or I might just know and sense something and just be able to voice out loud what I'm experiencing. And most of the time things don't make sense to me, so I'll just go ahead and tell you what I'm seeing, hearing, or feeling or sensing. So that's why this interactive um, I really encourage you to give me feedback. I encourage you to validate things because I'm not a mind reader, but I'm really good at reading energies. So it is a two-way street. It's not just me channeling without you saying anything. So with that being said, I'll coach you through that when we get to the second part of today. All right, so I'm going to say good mornings again, and then we will get started with the guided meditation and intuitive channeling. So, good morning. If you guys are just joining now, go ahead and say hi in the comment box. Say where you're joining us from. And if this is your first time, don't be shy. I'm not going to pick on anybody. This is just a way for us to interact and be able to put a avatar, I guess. I can't really put a face to the name, but I'm able to see who's in the Brave Bear community and who's showing up today to get guidance from our divine team who wants to come through. So again, in the comment box, say good morning or hello, wherever you're joining from, and tell us where you're joining from. All right. Good morning, Charmin. You are from Louisville, Kentucky. Maricel, good morning. I forget where you're joining from. Good morning, Anne. I believe you are from Ireland. And there's a few people who are shy, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and get started. All right, so if you can get comfortable, we're going to do a guided meditation. So if you're in a seat, if you're in your bed, if you're on the floor, wherever you are, let's go ahead and get comfortable. Allow yourself to sink in to whatever it is that you're sitting in or lying down on. Whenever you're ready, feel free to close your eyes. If you feel tension in your neck or in your shoulders or anywhere in your body, go ahead and stretch it out. Okay? Good morning, Julia. Go ahead and stretch out. I like to roll my shoulders, and sometimes I like to roll my neck in a half circle. Don't forget to breathe. Deep breathing is important at this time. So let me help you with that. Most of you have been here before, but just in case you're new, go ahead and deep breathe and deeply through your nose. Hold the breath. Exhale out of your mouth. We'll do that again. Deep breath through your nose. Hold the breath. Exhale through your mouth. Let the exhale be longer than the inhale. So go ahead and do that a couple more times without me. Deep breath in through your nose. And make sure to hold the breath. And then exhale. Let the breath out of your mouth as long as you can push it out. You can go ahead and breathe normally at this time. Keep your eyes closed if you can. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, let's do a quick visualization, okay? Let's do a protection bubble today. Imagine yourself with a very bright light. It's as warm as the sun, right above the crown of your head. And the sun's rays are shining down on you. Not too hot, just the right amount of warmth. And now you start to feel that warmth trickle down the top of your head, kind of like butter. It's soft, it's smooth, not too heavy, not too light. And it's just melting down at the crown of your head, moving its way slowly down over your third eye chakra, which is right between your eyes. Down, down. Now over your throat chakra. Down, down. Excuse me. The light continues to go down to your heart chakra. And it continues to surround the rest of your body in a downward motion, now towards your solar plexus, the belly. And you feel yourself getting warmer. Your shoulders are getting warmer, your face is warmer, your chest is warmer, your arms are getting warmer. And now the light is going down into your sacral chakra, which is right between the hips. Now you feel your belly getting warmer, your hips getting warmer. The light is now going down, down, down to your root chakra, which is the tailbone. Now your thighs are getting warmer. The light has continued to spread in a downward motion now towards your knees, towards your calves, towards your shins, towards your ankles, and now down to the feet and toes. Your body is completely encapsulated by this warm, loving, sunny energy. And now what I want you to do while you're feeling encapsulated and enveloped by this warmth, this beautiful, sunny energy. Now I want you to picture yourself with roots at the bottom of your feet. Okay? You can picture whatever the roots look like. Imagine now the roots are growing from underneath your feet and going all the way down into the core of the earth. Down, down as far as it can. Grounding you, rooting you to the center of the earth. Now imagine this going in a very, very fast and quick motion. The roots have now returned back from the core of the earth and are coming back up, spinning their way back up in a twirling motion. Now they are at your feet. Now it's twirling around your body, going around kind of like a, if you think about like a candy cane with the red swirl going around it, picture the roots going around your body, protecting you, creating a bubble around you, moving in an upward motion, twirling and twirling all around your body, up until it gets to the top of the crown of your head. Okay? Now these roots are soft and gentle. I always picture them kind of like bamboo roots initially, but then they get soft, kind of like like you're inside of kind of like if you've seen the movie Bubble Boy. You're inside of this really soft kind of silicone textured bubble. And now you're kind of floating in that bubble, right? This egg-shaped bubble that is carrying your body around. You're floating a little bit. And you feel safe. You feel protected. You feel comfortable. Kind of like a newborn baby before it comes out. It's protected in this beautiful, soft, and warm shield, loving it and keeping it from harm until it's ready to go out into the world. So imagine yourself in this egg-shaped bubble protecting you today. But then also you're feeling inspired and feeling empowered, because you're not being protected because you're afraid of anything. You're feeling protected because what you're saying is, I am enough and I deserve to love myself, and I'm going to protect myself from any negativity. I'm going to protect myself from chaos today. I'm going to be proactive and guard my energy field today, rather than going out into the world and reacting to others. I am protecting myself because I deserve it, and because I'm ready to tackle on the world today. And I have to protect myself first before I can do that. That is the energy of this bubble around you. Okay? So with that, we will go ahead. Now we're protected. We'll go ahead and, with your eyes still closed, thank your divine team. Thank your God. Thank the universe. Thank whoever or whatever it is that you look up to and that you pray to and that you send intentions and gratitude to. And then ask them for their support, ask them for guidance, and ask them for clarity today, and ask them for protection. Okay? So now that we've thanked them, whenever you are ready, go ahead and open your eyes. You should feel lighter, you should feel comfortable, you should feel a little bit more relaxed, and you should feel safer. Because we're going to tackle another week ahead of us. And Thanksgiving is coming in a couple of weeks. And more holidays are coming after that. The year is coming to an end soon. So there's a lot that we need to accomplish. So we needed this protection today. We needed this grounding today. And we need to get centered and focused because there's a lot to do with little time. And so we always need to guard our energy. Okay, so with that, go ahead and come out of the guided meditation. And then if you want to, go ahead in the comment box. You can let us know if you saw or felt or heard anything as you experienced that guided meditation. Were there words? Go ahead and put the words down. Was there a picture you saw? Go ahead and describe what you saw. Was there a phrase or a mantra that came to you? Did you have a memory? Was there something, a theme maybe, that jumped out that makes sense to you? That maybe it's a recurring thought that you've been having. Go ahead and put that in the comment box. Okay, so while you guys go ahead and get out of that comfortable, relaxed state, I'm going to go ahead and get myself ready now to channel for the group. So for those who are new here, how this works is I then start to channel any messages that are coming through for us as a collective live audience here in this Facebook Live, as well as anything that came through while we were doing the guided meditation. So don't be shy. Go ahead and leave any comments in the comment box about what you experienced as I get myself ready to intuitively channel. And I'm sorry, I'm not sick or anything. I just have a lot of have to keep clearing my throat today. Probably my allergies. All right, so here goes. I'm hearing that song. Is it by the Beatles? I've got to look this up because this is going to bug me if I don't get it right. But I'm getting that So Happy Together song. So happy together. Let's see. Oh, the Turtles. Why did I think it was the Beatles? Happy Together, sung by the Turtles. And then I'm trying to get the lyrics right because I was hearing the Imagine Me and You, but I didn't remember all the lyrics, but I'll tell you what I kept hearing over and over. It was the Imagine Me and You, I think about you day and night, it's only right. I don't think I heard about the girl. Where is it? Right here. It was the I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. And then I heard the only one for me is you and you for me, so happy together. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. The only one for me is you and you for me, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. It was really weird. I wasn't, initially I'm kind of like, well, why am I hearing this? Because that kind of sounds like a love song. And it actually is, as it's coming through for this channeling, it seems more of like a self-love song, right? So being happy as who we are, right? So many times what happens is we are disconnected as a human being, and it just happens. We put on this work persona, and then we've got this personal avatar, right? Personal brand, and then we have, a familial, avatar that we put on. So, and then maybe we do like a, mommy or daddy kind of avatar. So we might have like 3 or 4 different avatars representing who we are. But the funny thing is, we are one person. We should be the same regardless of which world we're operating in, right? The world of being a parent, or the world of being a daughter, or the world of being a professional, or the world of being, whatever else it is. And what I'm seeing as the song was coming through was, it was kind of like I pictured a person holding hands and skipping with themselves, and loving themselves and being comfortable with themselves, and feeling as though I can't be myself completely without loving all parts of me. And all parts of me deserve to be seen and to be heard. And we can't just put only one persona out there into the world. We need to show ourselves holistically, every single part of us, right? So this, imagine us together and loving you and me. And I kept seeing it was a person singing to themselves about loving themselves, about accepting themselves, even if they feel separate, even if they feel disjointed. And here's the interesting reason why I think it's coming up. When I get intuitive messages for the group, it tends to be something that I'm currently going through and learning myself in my own life, right? We teach what we are still learning, right? Is what we learn. And with this, I have to tell you that at this current point in time, I'd say within the last 2 or 3 months now, probably since about late August, I've been on this, if you want to call it a rebrand, but it's not really a rebrand. It's my brand has evolved and changed over time. And it to me at times it feels confusing because I'm trying to figure out what I want to say to you guys in the Braver community and how I want to say it. And I feel as though I'm being very clear about who I am and what I do and what my gifts are. But sometimes I feel like I'm, whether it's intentionally not saying some things, or whether it's I know something so I assume you know it, or whether it's I'm keeping some worlds, separate from each other because maybe there's still some work that I do that doesn't have to do with the metaphysical or intuitive stuff. And so I try to keep that separate from this intuitive work, which, I mean, this is where I shine. This is what makes me glow. This is what fuels me and makes me happy and brings me so much joy, right? So I feel like even for me personally, there are times that I still think that I struggle with how am I showing up in the world holistically to let you guys see who I am, and whether the expression of who I am is truly connecting for you and is truly, if it makes sense to me too, as I'm the one putting out insights and wisdom and services and products and offers to all of you guys, are they all coming together and making sense, right? Because to me, at times, I feel like it does. And to you, you might be like, well, I didn't know that write books with authors, Bernie, about, health, right? I thought you only did intuitive readings. Or some people might be like, I knew you were good at marketing and business strategy, but I had no idea you did intuitive readings over there on Facebook, right? So I get both camps kind of saying to me at times that they didn't know I did one thing because they knew me in a different world, which is completely okay. It's not like I'm intentionally hiding anything. It's just there are times where it's hard to reconcile everything and go, okay, here's the one word to describe everything I do, when there are 10 different things that I do and I'm good at it, and they may not talk to each other, right? So all that being said, this so happy together, imagine you and me so happy together. It's really, I think, a theme song for each of us as we are evolving and growing and learning more about our authentic self. We're peeling back the layers and we are trying to find out who am I and what do I really want to do in this world, especially right now when it matters most how I'm showing up and who I want to serve. Life is too short. I've been here, for me personally, going on 44 years as of next month. And do I feel like I'm in a place where I'm contributing in the world the way I want to? Am I showing up the way I want to? If anything was to happen to me tomorrow, would I be proud of the legacy I've left behind? Would I be proud of the work I've gotten into? And so I really need to come to terms with how joyful and how grateful am I for all the parts of me that make me who I am. And if there are parts of me that I'm not grateful for, or are there parts of me that I'm maybe ashamed of, or that I'm dismissing, or that I'm forgetting about, maybe it's time for me to recognize those different parts of me and thank them, and then maybe even release some of them if I no longer want them there, or to let them come to light and to actually show the world that part that maybe the world doesn't see and maybe I want them to see, but I've hidden for so long, right? So I'm using myself as an example here for this group intuitive channeling, but really this is a mantra for all of us. Where in our lives are we hiding a part of ourselves that we are too afraid to show, or maybe we're ashamed of, or maybe we're proud of it, but we're scared we're going to be rejected by others who don't believe in it, or who don't trust in it, or who don't see us being of that caliber to show that part or to express that part of us, right? So where are we dismissing that or neglecting that part of who we are? And then the next step is to decide, what do we want to do with that part of us? Is it time to let it go? Is it time to say thank you? Thank you for your service, and I'll be seeing you, but you can go now? Or is it time to say, you have been an amazing part of my life and my journey, and I want to hold you higher, right? And I want to show you to the world more. And I want you to be a more visible part of the evolution of who I am becoming. So I'm encouraging you to think about that right now. I know we're all experiencing it. You don't have to be a personal brand or a professional brand to be going through this inner conflict and this identity crisis, if you want to call it that. We've been here on earth as long as we have, whether it's 20-something, 30-something, 40-something, 50, 60, 70-something years. And no matter where we are in our life, we're always growing, we're always evolving, and we're always taking those little parts of who we were with us. And at some point, it's good to drop some of those parts if it no longer serves us. But also at those crossroads, it's also a great time to acknowledge those parts and give them more credit and give them more respect that's due to them for all of the things that they've done to help us get here. And you notice when I talk about us as a whole person, I say they, because there are so many parts of us that make us who we are. So I think that we allow all parts of us to take credit for whatever it is that we're becoming and whatever successes and achievements and accomplishments we've had up to this date. We need to thank those parts of us that brought us there. Even those parts of us that we look back and go, I never want to repeat that experience again. I never want to be there again, right? But we must thank even those parts of us, even those experiences, because we wouldn't be who we are today. We wouldn't have overcome the adversity, overcome the challenges, and become more resilient and a better person as a result of those unforeseen circumstances and, quite honestly, sometimes debilitating experiences we've had. We are better because of it. We do better in spite of what happened. Okay? So let me think of a shorter mantra to really bring home that message of the song, this Happy Together song. I'm just going to say, you and me, we're happy together. You and me, we're happy together. Okay, that is our group intuitive channeling for today. I really hope that resonates with you guys. I know it resonates with me. I'm telling you. My divine team knows what's on my mind. I've been thinking about this all weekend. Working on the brand, working on updating my website, working on new offers, working on how to better myself even here in this Shin Kicking Monday segment. And so I know if I'm going through something like this, I'm pretty darn sure that many of you in the Brave Bird community are as well. Okay, so with that, thank you, Divine Team, for the intuitive channeling for the group. If you're just joining us now, say hello in the comment box. Say your name and tell us where you're joining from in the world. And now, on to the exciting part. I know that most of you come here for this. This is the intuitive readings that I do publicly. So if you have a specific question, or if, let's say, you don't have a specific question, but you're open to receiving some sort of intuitive feedback or in some sort of intuitive message to you, go ahead and use the comment box to say that you're open to that. Okay, so you can either ask a question or you can kind of talk about your situation and ask for guidance or clarity on it. Or like I said, thirdly, you can say, I don't have a question specifically, but I am open to whatever wants to come through for me today. Okay, go ahead and use the comment box to do that, guys and gals. And I will prepare myself to see what you guys have to say and intuitively channel for each of you guys individually. All right? Don't be shy. Go ahead and use the comment box now. And if I end up not getting questions, what I do sometimes is I read the energy of the room, and I also allow spirit to come through if there is anybody who's crossed who wants to make a connection. Okay, so just know that those are some options well, in addition to the intuitive readings for each person. Sometimes I can do past life readings if that comes through. Sometimes I'll do mediumship and allow spirit to connect to loved ones. But I mostly get intuitive channeling hits, if you want to call it that, which is just reading the energy of the situation for a particular person. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the comment box just in case I missed anything while I was waiting. Okay. Oh, I did miss a couple of things. Sharman said, yeah, that Turtle song. It's so cool, the Happy Together song. I thought it was Beatles too. That's what Sharman says. Sounds like them. Sounds like Paul McCartney. Julia said, that's a great theme song. I think that might be my theme song for next year. It seems to resonate with me. Okay. Anne says, love the theme for today. No question. Always open to anything that wants to come through. Okay, great. And we'll start with you. Let's see who else is saying anything. Marcel, I want to thank you for last week's message. It gave me the freedom to listen to my intuition and not shut it down. And I'm open to anything that comes through. Oh, I love hearing that. Thank you, Marcel. I'm so glad that worked for you. Always gives me little tingles when I hear people saying that things resonated with them. It validates me and it makes me feel like, okay, great, I'm doing work I should be doing then. Let's keep going. Okay, let's start with you, Anne. And then if anybody has just joined us, go ahead and in the comment box, you can go ahead and leave a question or tell me that you're open to receiving some kind of intuitive message today, okay? All right, so let's start with Anne. No question, just open to anything that wants to come through. Okay, great, Anne. Anne from Ireland. Let us see what wants to come through. Okay, Anne, I don't know how much you love The Sound of Music. It's one of my favorite movies and musicals of all time. But my favorite things, that song immediately started playing in my head as I was asking for guidance for you today. And I heard the lyrics, the raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. And then it kind of fast forward to um, um, I'm just trying to think of where it went. Hold on. The when the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things and I don't feel so bad. I think that's how the lyrics go. Anyway, from the when the dog bites, go ahead and look up the lyrics there, but there was something really key about that. It kept repeating those lyrics in the song for you. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I think it was. I simply remember my favorite things and that I don't feel so bad. I think that's how it goes. That kept repeating for you, Anne. I don't know if you're going through something right now personally, or I don't know if you've just been having a difficult time recently. Maybe you've been down in the dumps, or maybe you've been feeling a little frustrated. I think the energy that I'm getting from hearing that song for you is just basically saying, be mindful of the things that are going well. Be mindful of the things that you are blessed with and that you are grateful to have and that you are grateful for. Many times it's so easy for us, myself included, to get really stuck in the cycle of the things that are going wrong and this whole why me and oh my gosh, not this again, and oh my goodness, didn't I just deal with this last month or last year, and why now? Why is this happening? And I'm just so tired of this. And I think sometimes that we allow the energy of the negativity to take over us, and then it sends us in this downward spiral of all the things that are wrong, right? And then we often then, as a result, forget to remember the things that have gone right or the things that are currently going right. So we're only seeing the dark cloud. We're not seeing the sun's rays trying to shine through the dark cloud, right? Or the sun shining above that dark cloud above us. So I think the energy of the song is really saying there's a lot more to be grateful for right now for you. There's a lot of great things that have been happening, and you are blessed with so many gifts and talents. You are blessed with empathy and compassion, I'm hearing, and love of people around you who care about you, who look to you for support, look to you for guidance, who trust you, who know that you are a great person and they would trust no one else but you for the talents that you offer. I'm somehow getting in this energy that you're not necessarily making a living full time doing what you would rather be doing. But if you could be making a full-time living doing what you'd rather be doing, you would be helping and serving people and healing people. Healing in the sense that there are people who are depressed or sad, or they have difficulty in life. They have challenges in life. And sometimes it's hard for them to be resilient. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for them to grow their courage and get back up after they've fallen down. And you've become really good at that. And I think that people seek you out because they wonder, how is she able to do that so quickly? And I want to be able to do that quickly as well, is what they're saying. And in your head, as they're asking these questions, you're saying, the only reason I'm so good at it is because it happens so many times to me. I can't not get up because I have fallen so many times. I've been tripped up so many times. And then I had to learn how to get up. And so now it may seem like it's quick, but it's only because it's happened to me so many times. And, it's similar to that quote that people often use. I can't remember how it is. It's about, the most successful people have failed more than anybody else in the world, right? Whatever that quote is. And so with you, it's very similar. It's, you have fallen down so many times before, and you've learned how to get back up. It's a muscle that you developed. You weren't born with it, and it wasn't handed to you. You worked hard at it. So back to the song. I just went off on a tangent, but it's all connected. Basically what it comes down to is you have so many gifts to offer the world, and people are seeking what you have to offer them. And if you could just let them see that side of you that says, and I love this quote by my really good friend who wrote it in a book that I wrote a couple of years ago. Her quote was, "I'm a mess, yet I am still divine." And I love that saying, because what it's saying is, I don't have to be perfect, and I don't have to always have the answers. But even in the mess, I was able to pick myself up and still be an amazing person and still love myself. And so, Anne, I'm feeling that energy for you. And my favorite things, that Sound of Music song, that anthem is basically saying that, yes, sometimes stuff's going to happen, and yes, sometimes things will be difficult, and yes, there will be drawbacks or setbacks or pitfalls, but you always get back up and you find the gratitude even in the darkest of times. And people are seeking you out for that. Okay? So I hope that that gives you the clarity that you're looking for today. I don't know if that was a question you had on your mind, kind of, unconsciously. But that is definitely the guidance for you, is to find the gratitude in the things that you already are doing well at, and letting people see that side of you and let them know it exists. Because when you are ready to offer it to the world, they are going to be ready to buy it from you. Whatever it is that you're offering, you are going to show them that guidance and that wisdom that says, you know what, you can get back up and you can be resilient no matter how difficult things are, no matter how many challenges, no matter how much adversity you've experienced in life. Okay? So my favorite things, go look at the lyrics for my favorite things and let that be your anthem for this week as well. Lots of songs, happy together, and my favorite things. All right, thank you, Anne, for your openness to receive that divine message for you. Maricel, you'll go next, and then Charmin will go after that. Maricel, you are open to anything that comes through. Okay, awesome. All right, let us see. There are songs all up in my head today. Okay, so Marcel, you get a song too. Okay? Share. Share a song, If I Could Turn Back Time. It is so funny because I think that was from the 90s. I grew up listening to that song at times, and I just loved her rocker, big hair, and scandalous outfits and just looking so divine for her age at the time. I mean, she phenomenal, phenomenal music artist and actress. But anyway, Cher's song, If I Could Turn Back Time. If I could find a way, I take back all the words that hurt you, and you'd stay. I think that's how it goes. It's so weird that I have to recall all of these lyrics. I don't know if I'm even getting them right. I'm typically just channeling them and kind of recalling from memory if I know what the lyrics are. But anyway, go and search, Marisol, go and search the lyrics from that part of the song. The If I Could Turn Back Time, if I could find a way, I'd take back all the words that hurt you and you'd stay, I think is what the lyrics are. And what I'm getting about that is the energy of, it sounds like a relationship. I'm trying to ask if it is a intimate relationship or if it's a friendship kind of relationship. Let me just see real quick. I'm hearing the words like soulmate. It's very weird. It's not, I'm not getting the answer that it's an intimate or romantic partner. I'm not getting that it's a, like a significant other, but I'm getting that the connection is with someone who is or was like a soulmate to you, Maricel. Someone very close to you who like you guys connected on this wavelength, mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. But something happened, and I think there was a regretful decision that was made. And this feels like years ago. I'm seeing the words like 3 to 5 years ago. So this might be from the past. This might not even happen recently, but maybe you've been thinking about it recently. But I'm getting that there's something that happened about 3 or 5 years ago with someone who felt like a soulmate in your life. And there was this, you guys, I don't know if you guys disagreed on something specific, but you guys just kind of like grew apart because the value system and the differences were so wide that it was really hard to see how you guys were even still able to connect or agree on things. It's like this person, made a decision and it made you kind of go like, what? Like, why would you have made that decision? That's not like you. That's not like us. And the person was like, well, I did what I did. And I'm seeing you as that energy of, well, I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm going to, let you know that I don't agree with it. I love you, but, what you did was something I wouldn't agree with. And this person got defensive, and this person took it personally and started to distance themselves away from you as if they felt like they were being judged. But, when you step back and take a look at the big picture, it wasn't a place of, I'm trying to judge you. You were coming from a place of, I'm trying to love on you. I'm trying to be supportive of you. I'm trying to keep you grounded and remind you who you are and remind us who we are as a, soul pair, if you will. Kind of like a best friend kind of feeling. And this person was like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to be who I'm going to be. And not even you can, change my mind, or not even you can stop me. And so it was kind of like over time, there were enough small incidents that led to this great divide where it was like, we don't really have that much in common anymore. So it kind of is what it is. And you guys have pretty much, dissolved that friendship or that relationship. And there are times that you may still look back and go, gosh, I wish I could have salvaged something, or should I have done something differently so I could have salvaged that friendship, because they meant something to me for a particular time in my life. And I look back and I think, did I let them go too prematurely? Did I not fight hard enough to keep that friendship? Was I being harsh? Could I have done something differently? And so there's this kind of this what ifs and second guessing your decisions, second guessing yourself. I don't know if any of this is making sense, Maricel. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment box and let me know if any part of this is resonating with you or if this sounds like something you've experienced. But really what I'm getting, the energy of this reading for you is basically reminding you that you can't change the past. Obviously, it's done. We've had a group reading on this many weeks ago. But what you can do is you can look back at the past and connect the dots and take a look at the themes. What patterns existed? What were some things that maybe you didn't recognize that you can now, in hindsight, find threads in so that it can inform you about how to move forward with your friendships or with your relationships or with trusting yourself, right? Because this has more to do with, the question goes back to, did I do the right thing? Did I do enough? Right? So it's as you unpack those questions, we're basically saying, I might be wrong. I'm afraid I might be wrong. And I think the bigger message here in this reading for you, Marcel, is not so much what went wrong in that relationship, but why are you still questioning that you were wrong? Or why are you still questioning the choice you made? Regardless of whether you were more right or you were less right than the other person, right? If we talk about being right, I think the bigger lesson learned here is you made a decision, you went with it, because at the time it mattered that you chose to take that path. And now it's about asking yourself, how much conviction do you have about the values that you hold? If anything, that should make you even more confident about the choices you make in friendships, right? And it should make you feel more empowered and I hate using the word should, but for the lack of a better word, when we know who we are and we stand our ground and we do not compromise because that thing means so much to us, even if others might see it as being arrogant or selfish or stubborn, I encourage people to stand by those values if it is something that compromises your integrity or could be divisive or could be hurtful to others. Stand your ground when you are being inclusive, when you are being helpful, when you are being loving and compassionate, and when if that value is to be upheld, can make the world a better place. Stand your ground then. Okay? And for those who are kind of like, but what if this person's being stubborn? What if this person thinks they're right? You can tell the difference between when ego is at play, standing your ground because of ego, versus standing your ground because something is so important and it affects so many people in this world. And the world would not be a better place if certain decisions were made. I'm standing my ground to speak up against that, whether it's an injustice or whether it's something that could hurt others. Then hell yeah, stand your ground. And that's my gauge. I do this whole, is it inclusive or is it divisive? Is it helpful or does it hinder? And if it's the former, it's helpful, it's inclusive, it's loving. Hell yeah, I'm standing my ground. If it's the latter, it's divisive, it's hurtful, it's arrogant, it's selfish, it's mean, it's cruel. Then I don't want this. Then please somebody, if I'm speaking from this place, then please somebody put me in my place and tell me to stand down. Tell me to get off of that pedestal and get over myself, okay? So if I can turn back time, if I could find a way, I would say follow it up with, is it something that is helpful? Is it something that is inclusive? Was I coming from a loving place? And if I can say yes, then I do not regret the decisions I made, and I will move forward and feel even more adamant about having that stance. Okay, I'm gonna go check the comments real quick and see, Marcel, if you answered. Okay, Marcel. Oh, it is. Lost a great friend over her life choices. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But as you can tell from the message that just came through to you, that's what you needed to hear today. That it's okay to have made the decision you did, because it came from a place of love, and it came from a place of honesty and authenticity to you. It didn't come from a place of ego. Okay? And so looking back, you're able to now say, what did I learn from this? How does this strengthen what I think about, where I stand, and how I speak up or how I show up? And then how is this going to make me a better person moving forward? What information will I use from this to be a better person moving forward? Okay? So I hope that helps you. Thank you so much for being open to the message. Okay, Charmin, you are next. Am I doing things right in regards to putting myself out there the way I did? I put posts on social media, and now I'm scared to reach out. You are the cutest. You are the cutest. Okay. Let us see what wants to come through for you, but I'm going to tell you right now, I've been getting a lot of hits for you recently in general, just when I even see your social media posts. And what I love about your enthusiasm and charisma when it comes to helping people out is just how honest and how bold you are. Okay. Charmin, being bold and being honest and showing up as the most authentic version of yourself that you can be today it's so refreshing to see that, because it's not easy to be someone who is bold. It's not easy to put yourself out there and kind of go against the status quo, because what happens is you get trolls. You can be polarizing to some, and there's pros and cons to that. You know, from a marketing standpoint, the pros is you're getting attention. People are noticing. People surely know who you are. You're not indifferent. You've chosen a lane, and people see you in that lane. People hear you. They've experienced you. They know who you are and what you stand for, which from a marketing and branding standpoint, those are all very positive things, because we want to stand out in the world. We want people to see who we are. We want people to stand beside us, dig their heels right next to us in this corner of the world that we're working in, and to move forward with us in whatever our journey is, whatever the legacy it is that we want to leave behind. And so if we can empower and influence people to march with us, whatever that thing is that you're marching for, whatever it is that you're trying to do to serve the world, you have to be polarizing. You can't be indifferent. You have to be bold and outspoken. And you have to have that certain amount of charisma that, like I said, influences and empowers people to want to be a part of whatever it is that you're building. Okay? The cons, because there's always going to be cons. There's always light and shadow, and, dark and light. The cons are, there may be times where you may feel like you're just making noise, but you're not making an impact yet. And, when people are out there and being very active on social media and marketing themselves and promoting themselves, if it ends up seeming like they're being all about me, look at me, look what I've done, look how great I am, and it doesn't come off as a person being of service to others, then that could potentially turn people off. If it's a look at me and only me, and everything I ever write about is only about me. So I would say I would caution that make sure that your social media posts and anything you're putting out there in the world comes from a place of service. It comes from a place of helping others, and it comes from a place of here's what I know and here's how I want to help you, and here's my experience. But from my experience, here's what I'm going to teach you. To learn from my mistakes, right? So being me centric at times can be okay if you're using to teach, if you're using that information to teach from that place and not just look at me, look how awesome I am. I have this great house and I have this great car and I have this great purse and I have this great job. And it's when people get tired of hearing about kind of like that socialite kind of life, they want people to be more substantial and more meaningful and purposeful if they're going to follow their influence. At least people like us who want to make a difference in the world. And from what I've seen so far in your posts, you've been very helpful. You've been very much, here's what I know and here's how I think it can help you, or here's how you can be better. And I think as long as your social media posts or any kind of marketing that you do comes from a place of here's what I know and here's how it can help you to be better, then there's nothing to worry about. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to share those things, because you're coming from a place of service and not from a place of ego. If you start to come from a place of ego, right, where it's this, I'm doing this because it makes me look better, it makes me feel better, it makes me cooler, it makes me better than you, that's when you should worry. That's when you should be afraid to put yourself out there, because what you're saying to yourself is, I feel like I'm just bragging all the time, and I feel like I'm not doing anybody service, and I just feel like I'm just making noise and not making an impact. And so many times people are afraid to, hit publish or post something because what they've written or what they're about to share does feel egotistical to them. So I'd also be hesitant to click that button as well if I'm coming from a place of look at me, look how cool I am, right? But if I'm coming from a place of I have something to offer you today, I have something to give you today, I have something to show you today, I have something that can help you to be better today, why wouldn't I want to quickly hit that publish button, right? Why wouldn't I quickly want to post something or share something I saw if I think it can help somebody? And there's a little bit of ego in there. The ego is, haha, I just helped somebody today. I helped do a good deed today, and I'm going to, be a good person as a result of all that good work. That's a little e talking, and that's okay. To have a little bit of that ego is okay. What you don't want is the big ego, the big E that says, look at me, I'm the best, I'm making this all about me, who cares about you? It's me, me, me. Okay? If you're operating from that place, yeah, be scared to click that publish button. And here's why. Because the repercussions of publishing that way, of spewing all of this look at me content, you're going to get a ton of trolls. You're going to get a ton of people who are like, how is that even helpful? Who do you think you are? Right? We're going to get trolls anyway when we're bold, right? So I'm not saying you're not going to get trolls. What I'm saying is you're going to get even more trolls. You're going to get even more people hating on you when you are coming from a place of, look at me, I'm so awesome and I'm so selfish and I'm not here to help you. So I would be afraid to hit publish if you're coming from that place, because there will be people who are like, all right, Mr. or Mrs., I'll take you down in a heartbeat, and let me show you how I'm going to take you down. Which I have no idea why trolls have so much time on their hands to do this, but they do. So that being said, who cares? First of all, who cares about the trolls? I know I just said there's going to be a lot more trolls, but what I'm saying is, in general, who cares about the trolls? Come from a place of service. How can I help you? How can I help make you better? How can I offer you something that will, be positive in your life? And then forget about the trolls who look at that and still want to say something negative to you. Okay? Don't be afraid to put yourself out there if you're helping people. And if you're doing something of service. How can anybody shoot down positivity and people of service? And if they do, shame on them. But that's not your fault. That's not your problem. Shame on them. But like I said, you want more trolls? You want more negativity? Then go out there and be selfish. Go out there and be that kind of person that people want to hate on, you know? But then be prepared for the repercussions of that. And I know that's not you. I've seen your posts, and your posts have always been helpful and loving and very supportive. So continue to put yourself out there because you are a person of service. You do have a lot of knowledge to offer people in your community. And so don't give up. Continue to keep building your community. Yes, you're still going to be anxious. Yes, you're still going to be fearful. Yes, you're still going to second guess yourself at times and go, am I qualified to do this? But over time, the more and more you keep doing it and repeating it and getting better at it, that anxiety will lessen and you will start to feel more confident in yourself. You know, I've been doing this for 12 years now, coaching, but online, I've only been online for really 10 years. And sometimes I may seem comfortable. I've been doing it a long time, so that's why I may seem comfortable. But there are some days that I still wake up and I'm like, oh God, I'm so anxious. What if I don't do well? What if I suck? What if nothing comes through? You guys have heard me say that before, and I'm not joking. I get anxious at times, but then I quickly get out of that anxiety when I can tell myself, this is not about you and your performance. This is about you and serving. And then I quickly go, oh yeah, who cares then? Who cares if my makeup doesn't look great today? Who cares if my outfit's not, that awesome? Who cares if I stumble and say a lot in my intuitive readings? Who cares? What matters most is I'm serving the people I want to help, and they're here to receive that service. So I can't care about how I look or what you see or whether I'm perfect at this. All I can do is show up with more love and more compassion and even more thoughtfulness and intentionality, right? In the way I'm showing up and serving you. So you're not going to care that I've got little baby hairs poking out of my head. You're not going to care that I didn't wear as much makeup today and I probably could have put a fresher face on. You're not going to care about those things because it's the messages that are coming through to you that matter more to you than the fact that Bernie looked buttoned up and perfect, right? I don't care about that stuff. I sure as heck know that you don't care about that stuff either. Otherwise, you wouldn't show up. And I'm not just talking about you, Charmin, but everybody here. You guys are showing up because you believe in yourselves and you believe that you do have something special within you. And you just need that courage to first of all, believe it, but then also to develop it and bring it out of you so that you guys can show up in the world as your most authentic selves. So I hope that really helps, and I hope that you can take away something from that message. No, you didn't get a song today, but you definitely got a good shin kicking. So, Charmin, you must continue to post. Okay, my dear? All right. You said that you're a mess. That's so funny. Weo, thanks. I didn't want to be the look at me girl. I love your help. And that you still do these lives every Monday. Such a blessing. You are welcome. You are right. Opinions don't pay bill. Damn it. Yep. That is right. That is right. Okay, everybody. Looks like we're past the hour now. Thank you guys and gals all so much for showing up again for another Shin Kicking Mondays. These always go on replay afterwards, so if you miss any part of this or if you want to replay it for your message, go ahead and it'll instantaneously be a replay video on Facebook Live. I'm sorry, on the Brave Bear Community Live page. And then I also upload these to YouTube as well. So if you want to, feel free to go check out my YouTube channel. Just Google, YouTube, Berni Xiong, and you'll find all of these videos, including a bunch of other videos that I did as well for the Brave Bear show, and then also previous shows that I did prior to all of this intuitive work. So go ahead and feel free to check out my YouTube channel. But thank you all for being here. I hope all of this guidance helped you guys today. I know it helped me. So I wrote this down. You and me, we're happy together. Let's go do this thing. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next Monday.